Greetings, Planeswalkers. It's Espresso790 here again with another long overdue episode of MTG Economics. Today I will be talking about making a competitive deck on a low budget. If you're watching this episode, chances are that at some point in your career you were or are strapped for cash to make a good deck with. This happened to me back when M14 had just come out. I really wanted to play Esper Control but didn't have the money for Sphinx's Revs or Blood Baron. This is a fake one, mind you. Plus, I made the stupid mistake of buying Jace Memory Adept instead of Jace AOT when it was cheap. In the end, all I had was a crappy deck, thrown together with the cheapest control cards I could get. My career went on like this for the next few months, playing poorly made decks out of Dirtles, until I discovered Red Deck wins. This mono-red deck is dirt cheap and extremely formidable. I have gotten top 3 at FNM for every week since I started using it, so how, you may ask, can it be done? Well, I will answer that by showing the cards I use to carry myself to victory. A few things before I begin, however. You may notice that I am using a few expensive cards, such as Stormbreath and Nykthos. However, these are not necessary. In fact, the only reason I have them is that I pulled them from packs that I won at FNM. So feel free not to use these cards, although I recommend that you do use them in case you happen to have them lying around. Also, please remember that everything I will be saying about these cards is my opinion. My opinion alone. That out of the way, let's do this. First, the 1-drops. The ones I use are Legion Loyalist, Shock, Fire Drinker, and Cackler. Legion Loyalist is a turn 1 haste creature. It's already pretty good. Its effect only makes it better. I only run one simply because I only have one. Shock is self-explanatory. 2 damage useful for those last 2 points to take out your opponent or to knock off a pesky creature. I run 2. Fire Drinker is a 2-1 for 1 red that you can pump. He's useful all throughout the game. Run a full 4. Finally, Rakdos Cackler is a 2-2 on turn 1. Give this guy Madcap skills, and turn 2 or 3 destroys control decks. Run a full playset of him. Next are our 2-drops. Ash Zealot is an obvious one. I would run more if I had more. In the meantime, I use 2 of them. Lightning Strike is good for the same reason as Shock. Run a full 4. Also run 4 of Magma Jet, which is a great early game play to hit for 2 and check what's coming. Skullcrack, of which I run 1, is a control player's nightmare, making half their revelation useless. Mizzium Mortars can kill almost anything early game, and is excellent for taking out a Blood Baron or a million Elspeth tokens. Run 1. Madcap skills is a staple in red deck wins that I would run 4 of if I had 4. I use 3 right now. Burning Tree Emissary, of which I run 2, can dish out huge punishment on slow decks. Finally, Armed gives us +1/+1 and Double Strike. Give that to a Madcap Cackler and you're swinging for 13 on turn 3, if you have a Legion Loyalist out. The 3 drops I use are Chandra's Phoenix, Boros Reckoner, which is optional, and Hammer of Purphoros. Chandra's Phoenix is pretty much immortal, and hits fast and hard. I run 3 of them. Boros Reckoner is, well, come on, he's Boros Reckoner. I only have 1, which is what I use. Hammer of Purphoros is great for converting what would normally be a dead late-game land drop into a 3/3 with haste. As for 4-drops, I only run 2. Fanatic of Mogis can deal heaps of damage with only a few creatures and enchantments on the board. And Burning Earth can deal huge punishment on anything that isn't a monocolored deck, especially control decks. The only 5-drop I run is Stormbreath Dragon. This guy is a beast that can't get charmed or desphered and can hit on the turn with drops. He is the patron saint of all aggro. I run 2, though they aren't necessary if you want to be frugal. Stormbreath Dragon will forever go down in MTG history. So that is how you can make a cheap and competitive aggro deck today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may the gods of Theros be with you.